Welcome to Salsita's webinar on validating a startup idea and determining product market fit. I am Dan Backhaus. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer of Salsita based in Atlanta, and I'm joined by Razi, our marketing manager at our main office in Prague. So without any further ado, we're going to give you a quick, Razi is going to give you a quick overview of the process we employ and that we highly recommend at Salsita Software for determining product market fit, and basically it's a important precursor and validator before determining whether or not to move forward with developing a web or mobile application. Real quick, an introduction to Salsita Software. We are a professional web and mobile app development or solutions company based in Prague with offices in Atlanta as well. And we provide a full suite of both digital strategy and solution development offering. So with that, I'll hand over to Razi and he can take it from here.
Thank you, Dan, for the intro. All right, so I'm going to talk about our process of validating apps before starting development. And the first question to ask is why doing so? Basically, we need to find out is that what you're building is solving a problem to an audience big enough to sustain a profitable business. We need to see a profit and loss projection over, let's say, minimum 3 to 5 years and see a profit there, especially if you want to seek investors. The main reason, according to Statista, the main reason for startup failure, according to Statista, is that 42% they found there was no market need. So they were building something that nobody wanted. That's why that's the most important thing to find out right in the beginning. And if you're going to fail, fail fast. Our approach is pretty simple and standard. Before you spend any money on developing, before writing any code, we will sit with you, understand your goals, and discuss together what we can do based on a specific advertising budget. What we do is first, usually we look at the situation, we analyze it, then we define the strategy, what are our goals, what are our KPIs, what are our tactics, and then we put together the plan, what we are going to do, who's going to do it, and when we're going to do what. And we activate, we optimize, we report, evaluate and analyze, and we circle around. But we always, every time we circle, we improve. It's like a spiral. We improve and we go up. The first phase, the first thing we do is UX and market research. At this point, there is no app, there is nothing, we have no data. We just start from scratch, but we have a concept in mind. So at this point, we can create a teaser video and we start showing it to the potential audience to see what is how it will perform. What we want to find out here is that we need to get some user feedback. We need to see if the interested users, the size of the audience is big enough. And we want to know what is the cost per user acquisition and what is the rate. And this would help us build the P&L. What we do is that we launch a campaign, like a lead gen campaign, asking them like, of course, we show them the teaser. So we ask them, if you are interested in this app and you want to be notified when this app is live, sign up, which is basically just submit the email and submit. And once they do so, we invite them to submit a more detailed survey that would ask them questions like, of course, not everybody who signs up will submit the survey. It's all a game of numbers. But we always have a goal and we achieve it. So it would ask questions like, will you be willing to pay for such a service, or you want to watch ads, or are you willing to show it to invite friends? All these questions are very strategic and very important, and it will help us determine the business model. So once we have this feedback, then it will be time for the next phase, and especially if the feedback showed some positivity, of course. So the design sprint is a workshop. All the stakeholders will be involved, and then we discuss the user feedback against the app concept, and we come up with a plan to design the first prototype. Once we have that, we invite. We don't need many. I mean, let's say we had 100 surveys submitted. We just need maybe 10 interviews. So invite 10 people to have an interview with us. We show them the prototype. We record it. We look at their facial expressions when they're looking at it. We ask them more details about their pain points, about the proposed solution, and if that is satisfying, what else would they need. So we gather all this information, and based on that, we edit the prototype based on their feedback. The next step would be a feasibility study. Usually a full stack developer does this research. It's to determine what is the best technical architecture. Are we going to use React Native, or are we going to use React wrapped with Cordova? I don't know. So this stage is when you evaluate that and see what is the best technical structure. And also to find out if there are any limitations in terms of technicalities. Maybe some of the features you cannot do them, or something legally not possible. So sometimes there are ways of turning around it. If, let's say, okay, this thing that you wanted to develop, we cannot technically do it this way, but we can do it that way. If that's okay, then you can continue. But if there is a blocker that will ruin the core concept of the app, then there you go. It's a no-go. Then you have to stop right here. At every phase, at the end of every phase, we ask ourselves, go or no go? So if this is a go, we continue. Based on this, there might be some edit to the design, maybe not, but there might be based on the findings of the feasibility study. So here we have another round of UX and market research. This time, we have a prototype. We can create a teaser, a video, an explainer video that demonstrates the app. We can show it to the potential users that we already have studied in the first campaign, because everybody who signed up, we studied them, we segmented them, so we know how to target them better. We double check on the cost per acquisition and the rate. We scale, we test scalability. Let's say in the first campaign, if we were spending $25 a day, this time we should try $250 a day. Not for a long time, but we need to see if the campaign is able to spend that much money per day. Because if the campaign is able to spend that much money per day, it means that there is audience. Now, another thing to find out here is that once you scale it, is the price per user acquisition going high or going low? If it's going low, it means you are getting closer to your users. If it's going higher, it means you're not getting closer, and not just that, there's not enough users as well. The same thing with the acquisition rate. So all these details, we take them and we put them into a forecast against the business model. Let's say we found out that 30% of the users are willing to pay and 50% are willing to watch ads, but use it for free. And let's say 20% are willing to invite friends. So put all these numbers into a table against a marketing budget. We depend on you. So, and we know if we spend that much money, what would be the advertising results based on the numbers that we've got from this campaign and the one before. So we can forecast 1 to 3 years or even 5 years, and if you find a profit, then it's a go. If there is no profit after all of this, then of course it's a no-go at this point. So if it's a go, it's the time to start thinking about the MVP. We put together a roadmap of the design and development. And once the app, or once the first version of the app is launched, we test and, sorry, not launched, I mean like pre-launch, we test it and then we launch with the user testing. We will also choose some of the people that already signed up with us in the beginning, because you are building also like some user base that because we also ask them, look, we are going to develop this app, and on the way we're going to need your feedback more. We want to do it the way that based on the user needs. So a lot of them will be enthusiastic to follow up with you and to see the progress. So we don't recommend using sites that offer paid user testing, because usually these users will just tell you what you want to know. And the next step would be, once the app is launched, then is the last test. Of course, there will need to be a more holistic marketing strategy, but the goal is to get users to use the app, and enough users to use the app so that we could study their interactions and engagement, which will help the UX team to improve the app UX. But not just that, once we have a good amount of users, we can ask them the question, the main question, which is, how would you feel if we shut down the app? And if you get 40% of users answering, I would absolutely be disappointed, then that's a product market fit. Then you can go ahead and continue. But if you don't get that, then it's a no-go. I would recommend reading a case study that we published recently on our blog. It's called Legazey, Go or No Go. It's chapter 1 of the story, I would say. It's from the beginning up till deciding to go ahead with the MVP development. And this is pretty much it. Back to you, Dan.
Well, thank you very much, Razi. That was a great overview. And thank you all for joining us. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Our website address is salsitasoft.com. And Razi and I, or any one of our team members, would be happy to answer any questions or help you out. So thanks a lot and have a great day. Bye-bye.